All right, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this webinar. We are waiting just a couple of minutes, okay? We are waiting for the audience. Thank you for who has joined us. Please, I just wait for a minute, okay? In 1 minute, we'll start waiting. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Jane Burry. And congratulations about your presentation. It was terrific. Good. Very good. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this webinar. We want to say we are sorry about the delay, but we had some troubles, some issues at the beginning, but we are here now. So welcome one more time. Today we are going to start with our webinar. Our topic is e-learning teaching EFL with technology. We are the group 13, and we hope you enjoy this presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight we are going to have an interesting topic that is ICT in e-learning process. Okay, let's continue. ICT in e-learning process. ICT, or Information and Communication Technology in English learning process, refers to the diverse set of technologies and tools that are used to access, transmit, store, and manipulate information. Here we can mention um, virtual conferencing tools, platforms such as Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and, and Google Meet enable to virtual classes, collaborative discussions, and webinars. Let's continue with some components of ICT. Here we can mention computers and computing devices. For example, smartphones and tablets. Networking infrastructure, for example, modems and network cables. Software applications, for example, operating systems. Mobile devices, for example, GPS devices. Data storage and management, for example, cloud storage services. And telecommunication technologies, for example, fiber optic and mobile networks. We continue with e-learning theory foundations. It involves a range of educational principles and concepts that guide the design, development, and implementation of online learning experiences. Next, we have the cognitivism learning theory. It is an important theory because it suggests that learning occurs through interactions with people, resources, and information networks. This theory is relevant in online and network learning environments. Now we have some pros of cognitivism. But first, it is important to mention that here both students and teachers may benefit from cognitivism because it creates collaboration, it empowers students and teachers. Here, the teacher's role is to release learners into the environment and it embraces diversity. Now we have the computer assisted language learning or CALL. CALL is a method of instruction that the students may manipulate in order to achieve their learning goals at their own pace and ability. This method is used in learning and teaching process. Now we have Call for Teachers. It offers an ideal environment for the teacher to do things differently and use innovative methods of teaching. Call helps teachers to plan the lessons, materials, promote collaborative learning, make use of authentic text, and also give practice in particular aspects of language. Also, CALL helps teachers to have in mind the students' differences and present the lessons and materials. To continue, my colleague Miriam Martinez is going to talk about CALL for learners.
Good evening, friends and partners. And now we are here to learn more about the methods that we use to learn the global language using e-education. What is e-education or e-learning? Is learn using the technology. Now, call for learners. A call-based setting offers an ideal learning environment so learners enhance critical thinking skills through activities involving observation, prediction, and conclusion. It enables the learner to learn the lesson and also access a variety of background information. Yes, you learn and you enhance the critical thinking. You improve your critical thinking. In the internet, you have a variety of background information. Then the next is call in classroom. For the purpose of language learning, we have different platforms. For example, dream and practice is when you play a video and repeat. You play a video and repeat. So you practice. Yeah. Another platform is computer as a tutor. Yeah, you have a tutor and that gives the instruction and the students follow the instructions to complete the different activities. Computer on games. Students learn while they are playing games. In the internet, there are a lot of internet applications. We have the key features and components in a PLE. What is PLE? Personal Learning Environment. And the features are user-centered, diverse tools and resources, flexibility and customization, reflective practice, accessibility and mobility, social interaction and collaboration. The next, please. Yeah, the next are the benefits for learners and educators in the field of ELL. English as a foreign language. There are some benefits. For example, the accessibility, you can enter at any time. Flexibility, you can enter at any time and in anywhere. Diverse content. There are a lot of content that you can find in the internet. Interactive learning. Yeah, you can interact. You can participate. You can know another people. And in number 5, we have the professional development. Yeah, you can get a certificate. Yeah, and you have experience. Now we have the massive open online courses, MOOCs. The massive open online courses, MOOCs, are a type of online education platform. MOOCs are characterized by their accessibility, affordability, and ability to accommodate a large number of learners simultaneously. Yeah, an example of MOOCs is a platform, for example, Me Capacito, in where you find the videos, audios, lectures, and you find a lot of elements to learn. Finally, we have the personal learning environment. The personal learning environment in the context of English as a foreign language is a customized and learning-centered approach to language learning. It's when you use different tools in different students, in according to the needs of every student. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. We have to continue with the PLE. When we talk about personal learning environment, we refer to an inquiry and oriented lesson. That means that the information that the students we work with are from the web. As an example, I'm going to take the web quest. The web quest is an important platform where the student work alone, and he will work with information that the teacher had already collected. He had to follow some steps in order to complete this lesson. Let's see in the next slide. Here, for example, we are going to find some benefits and some important benefits when you work alone in platforms like this, like the web quest. Some of these benefits are foster independent critical thinking just by doing this activity, increase competency in technology. That means at the moment you are working the platform, you need to know, you need to educate yourself by tutorials and so on. So you will increase your competency in technology. And hence to find educational sources, that means that you will find and you will look for uh, information true information that's true and you need and you can trust on that and expand their knowledge and our knowledge, of course. Now, when we talk about the web quest, we need to follow and structure some steps. Here we have 5 steps. The first one is introduction, then task, process, evaluation, and conclusion. In the first one, introduction, the teacher set the problem, set the topic, and provide a backup information. In the task, here we set the objective, and students or learners will know what they are going to be able at the end of this project or activity. In the process, they will find all the steps that they need to follow and all the information and link sources that they will need. And the evaluation here, the teacher will provide how how the activity is going to be great and the criteria. For example, it could be with expositions, presentation, mind maps, and so on. In conclusion, at the end, well, there is a space to reflect. So maybe there is going to appear some questions or more information that help to expand what the students have learned. Let's move on to the next one. When we talk about virtual learning environment, on the other hand, here we talk about classroom or collaborative learning. In the previous one, we talk about alone, personal. Here we have virtual learning environment. That means it's kind of a classroom because it's a teacher, our classmates, and they work with activities. Some information is provided, and they need to complete activity one by one. Nevertheless, we have some challenges, some troubles, some issues here, and they could be technical barriers. That means, for example, the lack of technological devices or technological literacy. Another one is isolation. This is because of there is no support like in a common classroom or physical classroom. So maybe some students feel alone and they don't have the support from the teacher or classmates. Another one is digital fatigue because of the time spending on the screen. Maybe they lost the motivation. And privacy and security concern, and of course, because of some people may try to obtain some information from another classmates. And that's the reason why some students, some people, they use avatars instead of their own pictures or some nicknames instead of their real names. And pedagogical adaptation, that's for us, for teachers, because with these techniques, with these tools, we need to adapt our methodological techniques in order to provide a significant teaching process. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm going to talk about instructional design theories and models. I'm going to talk specifically about models, ADI in Azure models, ADI model in EFL. ADI is an instructional design framework used in education to guide the development of effective learning experiences. It stands for analysis, design, develop, implementation, and evaluation. Now I'm going to talk about next model, model number two, Azure model. The Azure model is an instructional design framework used in education to plan and deliver effective lessons. Next slide, please. I'm going to describe this acronym: analyze, state, select, utilize, require, and evaluate. Analyze learners. In this phase, the instructor assesses the characteristics of the learners, for instance, learning styles, abilities, and the potential learning barriers. State objectives. Clear and specific objectives are defined in this part. These objectives should be aligned with the goals of the course and should specify what students are going to be able to do at the end of the lesson. Next, select methods, media, and materials. The instructor chooses appropriate teaching methods, instructional media, and materials that will help achieve the learning objectives, such as textbooks, online resources, audiovisual materials, and interactive software. Utilize media and materials. During the lesson, the instructor actually uses the selected materials and media to deliver the content. This could be audio recordings, videos, textbooks, digital language learning tools. Require learner participation. It might involve interactive activities such as group discussions, role playing, language games, and other communication tools. Evaluate and revise. The instructor assesses the effectiveness of the instruction. This includes evaluating If the learning were met, the objectives of the learning instruction were met. Also, it's going to be evaluated if the methods and materials were effective. Now, my colleague Gladys is going to continue.
Gladys, you need to turn off your microphone.
Welcome, everyone. I am going to talk about Blackboard design phases, stages that help educators. It refers to the phases help educators systematically plan and develop their instructional materials and activities. Technological pedagogical content in a framework is used in education to understand and integrate the knowledge. So learners can learn about different topics in different skills, can be listening, reading, speaking, and writing. In technology, I use acronyms. For example, TCK, TCK. TCK, it's used to teach pronunciation, investigate English language. PCK helps teach English as a foreign language more assertively. Flipped classroom. Teachers give to learn outside of class videos, academic reading, and other resources. Teachers facilitate many resources to learners, so they learn about different topics. For this reason, actually, technology is very important. Thank you for your attention.
That's right. Thank you everyone for being part of this webinar and have a good rest of the night.
Bye bye, everyone. Thank you for being with us.
Bye bye.